Sammy, and today's video is going to be my freshman year of college advice. I've been meaning to make this video for a couple weeks now, but I got sick, so it's coming at you now. It's just kind of a good timing because this is when the seniors are graduating and this video is aimed at you, graduated seniors. I just came up with a bunch of tips that I got help with from my roommates Emily and Liz and my girlfriend slash best friend Claire, who is on FaceTime right now.
Hello!
If you haven't seen her in a video, you haven't been following me long enough. Most of these tips were crafted for you guys from me and Claire, so shout out to her the most. She helped me the most. She did her makeup just for the video.
That's not true. Hey guys, it's Sami.
Today's video is going to be my freshman year of college advice. I have just finished my freshman year of college, so perfect fit. This is my personal tips. I'm not saying they're right. This is just from my experience and the experience of people who I asked, which also just went through their freshman year of college. So hopefully this video can help you out. If it helps you out, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you want to see. I can do more college themed videos since I am in college. So yes, let's just get started because I do have a lot of advice and I want to get through everything. So my first advice, you're probably thinking, oh my god, I have to get a roommate. So I'm going to start out with my roommate advice. The first thing I'm going to tell you is you do not have to be best friends with your roommate. The main thing that you need to focus on when picking a roommate or living with someone is you guys need to be able to coexist together. You need to be compatible in that way. You need to respect each other's schedules and boundaries and space. That is the most important thing about having a roommate. You need to be able to live together so that you are able to live well and be happy in your room and feel comfortable. Personally, I was very close with my roommates, but don't set your expectations that high. You do not have to be best friends with them. If it works out like that, that's great. One of my roommates is one of my best friends ever. Also, I don't know if I said this, but this video is going to be like my tips, like intertwined, combined, that's the word, with my experience. So what I personally did for my roommates is everyone told me do random. Don't pick your roommate, it's not gonna work out. Everyone who picks their roommates have problems. So what I did was I did random. I randomly chose my roommates and I got 2 roommates. I was put in a triple with 2 lovely people and it worked out. So I got lucky. Most people that do random don't really have problems, but people who I do know that picked roommates, for example Claire, who I just showed you, she picked her roommate, had so many problems, and she actually ended up moving out at the end of first semester and got a new roommate for second semester. So I'm not saying that if you pick your roommate it's not going to work out, but personally I've heard people have better experiences when they do a random selection rather than pick. Yeah, that's about all I say about roommates really. I mean, I like living with people. It is kind of a hard adjustment if you've never lived with anyone before in the same room because people go to bed at different times, people get ready, people have people in your room, like, so you just need to make sure everything works with you. Make sure you're vocal with your roommates. Make sure that they like are always on the same page as you. I feel like that's very important when living with someone because you don't want one person to be like not on the same page and like you feel really uncomfortable, but then your roommates don't know what you're talking about because like you didn't say anything. So make sure you are very open. Make sure you always express what needs to be expressed. My next advice is more about the beginning of the year, and it is to take risks. Taking risks is in joining clubs, hang out with people you normally wouldn't. For example, try to make as many friends as you can if you're a very friendly person. Like be friends with people you wouldn't be friends with in high school, if you know what I mean. Do a pre-fall. Many schools have pre-fall programs that you go a couple weeks, or you go a week early or so, a week to a few days early, and you do community service and you get to know the people on the trip, and I honestly think those are great. I did one myself. It was called the Service Plunge. I met a lot of great people who I still talk to today. It was really fun. I got all my community service hours done for college, so I can graduate with my community service now. I met a lot of nice people. Also, we got exposed to bats and rabies, so it ended up we had to get rabies shots, which I just thought was kind of funny and a unique experience. Like, yeah, I had to get 7 shots and the vaccination for rabies, which kind of sucks, but like, it was fun, I guess. Live it up is another advice, if you know what I mean. Like, go out, go to parties if that's your thing, try to meet people, make friends. If you're like deciding between studying, I mean, always put your studies first, but if you have the whole day and you plan to study all day, if you don't have anything else to do and someone's like, hey, wanna go downtown or something, wherever you go to school, take the risk, go downtown. Live it up, because you're only in college once. You have 4 years of college unless you decide to do graduate school or med school or whatever you decide to do, but you only have 4 years of college and you gotta live it up, if you know what I mean. I don't know how to describe that. Just like, make sure you're out having fun because you want to make it 4 years to remember. Also, another tip that I like to live by is try not to say no to things. I mean, there are some things you should say no to, such as like drugs or like alcohol if you don't want to partake in those specific things. But I'm saying, like, say your friends ask you to go out to dinner and you're like kind of not sure about it. Just go, have fun, meet them, and you'll have a lot of fun. And you never know, you could end up being really close to these people because you took that one risk of hanging out with them. So now I'm going to focus on the first week of college. Big advice I have is try to make as many friends as you can. Everyone's kind of in an awkward place. They're trying to adjust, getting out of their, you know, summertime, going into school mode, and everyone's kind of in the same boat, trying to make friends. No one really has any friends yet. No friend groups are like solidified. Go try to make as many friends as you can. I remember I literally said hi to everyone who walks by. I was like, hi! Given I kind of go to a small-ish type of school, so I recognize people, but like, just try to put yourself out there, say hi to as many people as you can. My biggest advice / my favorite thing to do is leave the door open. I was kind of in a tough spot because I was on the top floor at the end of the hallway, so the only people who walked by my room were people across the hallway. But I loved leaving my door open because if you leave your door open the first week of school, people wander in and out trying to make friends, and then you can meet some of your best friends just wandering right into your room. And next year we have a good room for that, so I'm very excited. But yeah, leaving your door open, everyone recommends it that I've talked to. People come in and out, you make friends, it's a good time. Leave your room. When you get to school, go explore, go find where things are, figure out where the dining hall is, figure out where your classes are, explore the campus, make sure you're familiar with it so you know how long it will take you to get from lunch to class to your room back to class or whatever, for example. I honestly wasn't in my room at all probably the first month of school, or like I was, but not really. I was in my room more afterwards, but like the beginning of the school year I was always out doing things, trying to like make friends, hang out with people and stuff. So I think that's very important. A big tip for me is try to make friends in all your classes. I personally love to study with people. I don't like studying alone that much. I mean, given sometimes it's best to study alone. I love studying in groups or going to the library and meeting my friends and studying before a big test, especially with something such as biology. If you guys are wondering, I am a biology major and I'm going to add a neuroscience minor probably this year. But with the classes that I take, it's a lot of like memorization or learning and stuff. Oh, obviously everything is learning, I don't know why I said that. And I think it's easier to like bounce things off of friends, write things out, draw pictures on whiteboards. And some of my friends kind of struggled with chemistry, I guess. And chemistry is one of my strong points, so I would help them out and I would like teach them how to do it, which really helps me learn as well. So yeah, make friends in your classes to study with. Big tip. I love studying with friends. It's so much fun. You can also just ask for their number if you're not going to be in class. Like the first 2 weeks of school I had to get rabies vaccinations often and miss class, so I got the girl sitting next to me's number and she was very sweet. And she texted me the notes that I missed and it was very nice, so make sure you do that just in case you're going to miss class or you want people to study with. Be ready to like accept that you will make different friends than the people you met at orientation or in the first week of school. Friend groups change, people settle and find their routines and stuff. Just like realize that everyone's trying to like adjust and accept and stuff, or adjust to living in a college dorm and stuff. So your friends could end up being different than they were the first week of school. Also, another tip that I don't even know where I heard this from. I heard this before I went to college, and it was to not go home until Columbus Day weekend. If you start going home a lot, you're gonna make a habit out of it, I heard. And honestly, I know some people that like went home every single weekend, didn't even like participate really in the weekend life at college, which is fine. That's kind of up to you. But personally, I recommend not going home for a while, as you're gonna feel really homesick and you're gonna want to go home every weekend. In high school, you kind of have a schedule as well, but in college it's really important to make your own schedule because there's no one telling you what to do. You can do whatever you want. You have all the time in the world. You have all these things you need to do though. You have set class times, but you could go to the gym. You have to eat, you have to study, you have to do homework, you have to write essays. So just make yourself a nice schedule. You always can ask upperclassmen for help for things such as scheduling or housing. I know at my friend's school specifically, she said she had a tough time trying to figure out the housing situation and the scheduling situation because it was a mess. I kind of figured it out, but my second semester schedule took me an hour to make, so scheduling and stuff is hard, so don't be afraid to ask people older than you or people around you for help, because people will always help you out. Another good one, try to develop healthy habits such as going to the gym, and then you won't gain the freshman 15. My first semester, I was literally at the gym like every single day because I really enjoyed going to the gym. It was a nice stress relief and I really liked it, so I recommend making yourself a schedule and going to the gym, whatever. Like, you don't have to go to the gym if that's not your thing, but fitness and going to the gym has always been a big part of my life specifically. I always loved the gym since I was like in high school, so when I got to school I definitely needed to find the gym because it's my place. I love the gym. Developing healthy habits will really help you out overall, help your mental health, physical health, and you will feel great inside and out. Join clubs and get extra help if you need it. I already said join clubs for stepping out of your comfort zone, but if you need extra help, like I feel like in high school it was more like, ooh, extra help, you're stupid, you need to go like get help if you don't understand it. In college, everyone goes. They're like, give me that sign-up sheet. Like, I am so excited to go to the review session because I don't understand anything. In college, everyone's in the same boat. Honestly, like, everyone would sign up for the sessions. You see all your friends from your class in the review sessions because I go to a small school specifically, but the review sessions are only to help you and a lot of people go, so don't be afraid to go sign up for a review session or get help if you need it. Get a tutor, whatever you need. This didn't happen for me personally. When I was going into college and applying, I wanted to be a psych major with a neuroscience minor, and I wanted to continue on to med school. And then I realized that psych wasn't the best option for me since I needed to get all the bio prereqs for med school, so I decided to be a biology major, and then I'm going to add the neuroscience minor. You can always change your path. If you start going to class and realize, oh my god, I hate bio, then you could switch your major. I mean, it's kind of hard for majors that are very like specific in the class you need to take because you need to get all the prereqs and stuff. But if you're not on the right path, just change your major. You don't need to be like, I went in with this, I have to do this. You can always do what makes you happy. If you're not happy doing what you're doing, change it and you can see where you go. My last advice overall about the college experience or whatever is you do not have alone time. Really, alone time is very rare. There are always people around. I only had the room to myself probably for a couple hours during the week, and it was just when my roommates had class, and sometimes they didn't even have class, got canceled, so like I never really had alone time, which I'm a very social person, but if you like your alone time, it's probably going to be tough for you to get your alone time because there are always people around, especially living in a dorm building. So just cherish the moments that you have with your alone time, and if you're sad and want to be by yourself, go for a walk and take your time to yourself. Being alone isn't a bad thing. I personally need my alone time to refresh and get my energy back to be my extroverted self. And then lastly, I want to touch on parties. In college, there are parties. People go to parties. I go to parties, I'm being honest. But I just want to give you some advice about parties if you've never been to one before college, and like you just gonna give you the like heads up and the important do nots of parties because you don't want to do something stupid or get yourself hurt. So my first advice, never take a drink from anyone. You don't know what's in that drink. It's not your drink. They could have drugged it. I know someone from my floor that got drugged at a party You would think that people wouldn't drug you, but like, it happens. So just be careful, it could be you. Do not take drinks from people that you don't know or trust or anything. I mean, maybe if it's like something your roommate made, then like go for it because you know what's in it, but do not take a drink if you don't know what's in it. Next advice about parties, never go alone. You always want to go with someone. If you're alone, you could get hurt. Never walk home alone. Never walk to a party alone. You do not want to be alone. That also goes around walking around campus. I hate being alone at night. I always try to walk with people to places because I hate being alone, or like I'll have my friends walk me back. Don't feel pressured to drink or smoke. It's up to you. No one's going to judge you if you don't. It's a personal preference, and don't feel like you need to because everyone else is doing it. It's all up to you. If you want to, go for it. It's your life. Go do whatever you want. But hopefully you guys found these tips helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'll try my best to answer them. So yeah. Request any videos you guys would like to see. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!